Hey everybody, I want to explain to you, this is David Morgan, and I want to explain to you really quick how I perform the cloud stacks in this project. Essentially right now, I take a list of keywords, I'm going to spin them with Google URLs. So Google shorties is what I like to call them, they're a lot like bit.ly links. And I take this list of URLs, or I mean a list of keywords, in this case 100 of them, and I'll show you that in just a second. And I'm going to wrap about 100, or effectively 100 keywords in, or 100 Bitly or 100 short links inside of these keywords, but they're all coming straight from Google. So these keywords look like this, okay? Because right now I'm actually focusing on this keyword. Now I always recommend that we do this. I consider this set right here to be the core, these first six, simply because there's nothing behind it. But then I'm powering it up with zip codes of your area. And then essentially what I'm going to do is I am going to make a quick article on an HTML file. It's nothing fancy, it's nothing glamorous, it's nothing like that. Okay, so what's going to happen is I take this list becomes 100 backlinks pointing to your GMB website. In this case, the GMB website. I'm going to get the question. I know it. Can I point my um, can I point this to your money site? You certainly can. This is going to be a bit spammy, but it's going to be just fine, simply because it's coming from a Google Cloud platform. Okay, and so even though I wouldn't um, recommend it straight to your money site, you could very well do it for your money site and still be safe. Because in order for Google to penalize you for this type of linkage, they first would have to penalize themselves. So the first thing is the HTML file that I'm creating and that I'm putting on um, in the cloud platform is going to be to Google first, right? And so the way link juice works is Google has verified where the links are coming from. Okay, and and if they're coming from like a website, of coolbeans.com, and we got 100 of those happening, Google's going to frown on that really fast because they're like, that's a little bit spammy. But then all of a sudden, when they see this happening, 100 of these come into your website, but they realize, wait, they're all coming from me. I'm not exactly going to frown on this, which is why I do it the way that I'm doing it. So then what I do from this point on is I'm going to make another HTML file, and I'm going to have that HTML file, it's going to be spun a little bit with the same content and all that. I'll show you the results in just a second here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to rehash these keyword lists inside of the HTML file with that Google HTML file I just created. Okay, meaning now I'm going to, and then I'm going to upload it to Amazon. And so essentially, what's going to happen next is um, once it's on Amazon and that gets passed through, or indexed rather, Google is going to follow all 100 of those links to your Google Drive, to your Google Cloud, and and then the full measure of this process, which is why it's called the stack, is then once it's going to that Google Cloud, then it's going from the cloud from Google to your main website. So essentially, it's from Amazon to Google to your cloud, or to your website, or but preferably to your GMB. And the reason why I prefer your GMB URL is because this strategy really wouldn't hurt GMB at all. So you got to think of it this way: your website can and cannot be hurt. And I don't want to say it's a 50-50 either, because Um, right now, I haven't had a person that's been affected by this, their own money website been affected by this. None of my websites have been affected by this. In fact, it just works like gangbusters because of the effectiveness of what this does. Okay, and so I don't want to say it's foolproof to the point where Google won't do anything or take action. But what I'm saying is I'm decreasing the likelihood of Google taking action against your website. Okay, and this also is decreasing the chances of Google taking action against your GMB website. Because what am I doing? I'm giving Google so much love at this point. Because again, once Google says, okay, here goes 100 backlinks coming to money websites, but they're all coming from me. And generally speaking, I would say that if I was anybody else, I would call myself a spammer, but I'm not a spammer. I'm a cool search engine dude, right? And so I'm not going to say nothing. And then if it's on GMB, right? If you have a GMB URL that you have given me, then Google's going to say, huh, I got 100 backlinks coming from me, pointing to me. How's that going to, go against what I'm my core methodology, if you will? And so um, this is what I'm doing. This is what cloud stacking is all about. So cloud stacking, generally typical, a full cloud stack is going to be from one cloud platform to the next cloud platform and then back to your money site. My full stack to you could generally be from um, from Google to Amazon or to Azure, from Azure to Amazon, from Amazon to Google, and then from Google to your website. Okay. And if that's not the case, the least amount of stacks would be from um, Google HTML file to another Google HTML file, which still isn't going to hurt nothing because once Google says, okay, here goes 100 links pointing to your main property, and then it looks at those, and it sees another set of backlinks, 100 backlinks pointing to their property also, they're going to just like, it's just no brainer. It's behind, when you put properties behind Google and such like that, you're keeping yourself under like a Google bubble. Okay. And the reason why I cannot always guarantee that you're going to get Azure and Amazon included in the mix is because there are hiccups that goes along with it. Um, but either way, what you're getting is a phenomenal service. This is just going to be this is going to work just like gangbusters, and you're not going to regret it one bit. In fact, let me go ahead and pause this and pick it up um, at the end, just so you can see the results. So give me a minute as I pause. I got to figure out how to sit here. All right, one minute, guys. All right, guys. Oops. Thank you guys for your patience here, and let me go ahead and show you the results of this. So sadly, the first run through only got the shortest version of this, which is Google to Google to your website. Maybe I should just do it like this because I have let's just say put this in the parentheses GMB URL type or it's money site URL. Okay, so no matter what, that's what's going to get the link right there. That's what's going to get the juice. And now I do offer double stacks and triple stacks. And what that would consist of is I would take this right here And I would run it, if it was a double stack, I would run it again so that it would kind of come out looking like this, right? Um, with variations to it, right? So then it would say, okay, from here to here, and then from here to here, and then here, whatever. Or even if it was at a full fledged version of this all, just say they just was a double stack. Um, Generally speaking, this HTML will point to this HTML. And yes, it does deal with 100 keywords. It's a very great strategy to do this, simply because of all of those backlinks that are pointing to you. And at the same time, they're not they're on servers that Google can trust, right? So believe it or not, Amazon can get away with blasting your website with um, links, and nothing negative is going to happen to you, generally speaking. And so I'm just saying that. Now I could do anywhere between 10 keywords in that list and 1,000 keywords in that list, and 1,000 generally means a whole lot more. It all depends on the zips, because I do this to focus on the zips that are part of your city. So an example, here goes San Jose. I just did one, right? There's a lot of zip codes here. I really don't know how many there are, and I apologize for that siren in the background. Um, so let me just show you what this is going to look like. It's not very beautiful. Here's the first one, right? The very first one that we did, and it's not very gorgeous looking, and it's actually this one right here, 808. Let me just go ahead and copy and refresh, right? And the fact that it's showing up is also proof that it's working too. So it doesn't have to look good, it just has to work. So I have even these images. I have the images on a spin. So even the images are going to be different. Um, a big old call us. I guess I could have turned that into a button or something, but um, it's too late now. So here it is. So we buy houses in Racine. Here's that list that I was showing you earlier. And all of these, if you could, well, I don't know. I know you can't see it, but at the bottom, these are all pointing to, um, they're all pointing to this one right here. And let me just click on one for you just to show you. It's going to open up in a new tab, which is great. And it's actually showing us the same image, isn't it? Yeah, it doesn't matter. Um, oh, and the video is a video uh, playlist, so that a playlist will get a lot of bonuses. I mean, you can supply the playlist if you want to. Like I gotta, if this is for your client, and your client has has their own set of videos, drop those videos in the playlist, and and basically all this juice is actually going to the playlist too. So, which is great, because the this website, as it were, is juicing up all the links here, and it's juicing up this here playlist as well. And if your playlist is well linked, with links that are pointing back to wherever they're supposed to point to, you got some extra YouTube juice coming to you, which is extra juice coming from Google, right? So you're kind of using Google on top of Google. So let me go ahead and show you this one, just to show you an example of this following all the way through. Okay, so let's say I'm a Google bot, right? The first thing I do, I read this and I say, okay, I get it. So that's what that is. And so then I'm gonna click on the first link because I'm in Google bot. That's what you do. Now, generally speaking, Google will just parse out 100 bots to follow every single link in here because they're good at that. And so, or something to that effect. So but because I'm one, I'm just gonna pretend I'm the one that gets the first link. So then I follow this one through, and oh, look, it really did do that. So it's all the way over here with a different picture, might I add. And So there you are, but it's still got the same, call. It doesn't have to look good to rank. I'm going to tell you this right now. It really doesn't. And it ranks perfectly. You'll find out that this will rank. This may rank if you're pointing this to your money site. This may rank faster than your money site gets the fruit of all of this. Okay. And so now I'm going to go and click on the first link again. And it's pointed, well, this one is at Amazon, just to show you up there. And this one is going back to Google. I don't know if I can show you. So here goes Google there, Amazon here, and again Google there, just like the list, right? So I'm over here right now. And if you want to see it, the Delta bot, which is a bucket, we got that there. Gamma bot system, we got that here. And the next one is Omega bot, right? And that's right here. So just to show you, it's still there, different picture, different area. Now it's on the right side, like it's supposed to. And then I'm gonna click on the last link, and that's going to point me to my GMB site, just like I had it to do. So this is what cloud stacking does, and this is how I use all of them. Now, again, I can't always say that you're going to get Azure and Amazon in the mix because of the way sometimes it works. Sometimes it um, I don't know, it just has a bad day. Well, then the next run through, which is why I sometimes do it twice, because it gives the system a chance to figure out what to do, which is why I added 2 to 6 times. Because what happens is, imagine if you did this 6 times, right? How awesome would this be, right? That's 3, 4, 5, 6, right? That's 600 backlinks pointing to your website. Whoa, that's incredible. But as it sits right now, it's only 2. And all of my backlinks here, no, I'm sorry, all of these particular links will go through my indexer. I have a very aggressive indexer. It generally indexes pretty fast. And I say generally because of the cloud systems are very finicky. I don't know why the way it is, but sometimes what would happen is I would find my Google uh, a Google HTML file um, being indexed in 3 days, right? I might find that I can run it again, and another Google HTML file is indexed within 10 minutes. So there's no really rhyme or reason as to why that happens, and that's the same goes for Amazon and Azure. But this is a great way of generating views to your website. So you really need to use this service. If you can't do it yourself, that's the reason why I'm here. All right, so I just wanted you to understand what takes place in a cloud stacking situation, okay, or what it means to cloud stack. All right, thanks for watching. I hope to hear from you soon. Bye.